I'm Ollie Paul. I'm a machine learning engineer, having worked in research teams at EPFL, UCL, and ABB Power Grids, and I'm now CTO and co-founder at Qurator, where we're building a vertically integrated AI platform for B2B technology scouting in sustainability. We are building an AI company, but what we're really focusing on is building a great user experience for our customers, providing them with a new way to conduct scouting and procurement in the age of AI. What I'm going to show you now is the first version of our scouting platform. There is so much innovation that we have in the pipeline, but we already have a large number of international brands and companies using this platform, and we're using that opportunity to iterate as fast as we can, take their feedback, and build the best possible product for them. There are two ways to start your journey through the Qurator platform. If you are an expert user and you really understand the technology area you're interested in, you can click manually select categories and browse through our category tree, for which we have over 2,000 categories mapping the entire sustainability tech ecosystem. Otherwise, if you're looking to use the platform in a more exploratory context, you could simply ask Qurator for what you're looking for. In this instance, I'm going to imagine I'm a company looking to implement a carbon removal strategy to offset some of my emissions through carbon capture and storage. Qurator returns over 200 results, and here we have all of the cards representing the different companies and their solutions. We can, of course, read more and read the description of this company. We can also look at the different categories that these solutions belong to, and what we'll notice is, for this given problem set, there are actually many ways that this problem can be addressed. For example, this company is working in bioenergy with carbon capture and storage, this company is working in cryogenic separation, and this one is working in direct air carbon capture. And this is because the brief we gave was quite broad. If we added more detail, we would surface companies much closer to the original user query. However, this is typical of someone conducting an exploratory exercise or someone with a business problem who doesn't quite know what options are on the table to address that given problem. At this point, I can, of course, click on any of these categories and see all of the companies and their solutions that have been assigned to this category in our database. Or what I can do at any point is actually generate a market overview so I can learn a little bit more about the market in general and see what all the key players are doing. For this example, I'm now drilled down to direct air carbon capture and storage, and I've generated a report. And here what I see is an introduction on the market in general. I can see the different technologies and services being used to address this particular problem. And I can see some information on the technological maturity and also the key players and what they do. I may find, after reading the market overview or by simply reading the descriptions on the various company solutions, that one in particular really speaks to my business case and the type of solution I'm looking for. So for example, when we click on Climeworks, we may really like the fact that they offer online subscriptions for carbon removal as well as removal advisory services. So in this case, what we can do is we can click similar, and what we're going to do now is go back to our database and find all of the companies which are similar to Climeworks or working in a similar area. This is again great for learning more about a particular market. It could also be used to conduct a competitor analysis. Once you've found a vendor or a solution that you feel matches your use case, you can click through to their AI profile. And here, there is really no limit to how far you can delve. You can, of course, from here go through to their website to learn more. You could favorite this organization and compare it to others or compare it to other solutions which may fit your use case. You can use Qurator's AI model to ask any question you have about this company and their solutions. Here we have just a few templates. So for example, solutions, customers, investors, intellectual property information. I could click some of these. So I will click on solutions, partnerships, and sustainability certifications. And what we're going to do now is use the data that we have in our database and also double check and fact check that using external sources to make sure that the information we provide is as up to date as it can possibly be. So if I scroll down, I can have a look and see the responses I got back. So here we have a highly detailed description of all of Climeworks' technologies, services, and products, of course with citations so we can see exactly where this information was found. The same can be said for partnerships. We have a long list of key partnerships this organization has, and these are all cited as well. Now, you may have a question that I never thought about, and here you can simply type that question in and we will do our very best to return the most compelling possible answer. You can, of course, reorganize this report, you can download it, you could share it as well. Now, it's true that some of this information could be found using other AI models like ChatGPT or Gemini, but the difference is we don't just run a web search to provide the answers you see here, we also go to our own database and use data that's been QC'd by Qurator. Further, arriving at this point followed a logical step or a logical user experience where we went from idea or problem to discovery and exploration, and now we're in the process of gathering intelligence. And I think that's really important. As I said at the beginning, what we're really trying to do here is build a great user experience for our customers. And as the years go on, we will introduce many different AI features. We will continue to follow the market as the AI space continues to innovate, but we'll always try to stay grounded and say, what is the user experience or the product that we're really trying to build for our customers, and make that our priority. We have a huge amount of innovation coming. On the discovery side, we want to further enhance our search algorithm to make sure that regardless of how complex or niche the query is, we return the best vendor solutions globally. We're going to enhance our analytics capabilities across our 2,000 categories, such that a user can compare one technology area to the other across a multitude of dimensions, whether those be financial or technology focused. We're going to continue to increase the size of our database to ensure that we have global coverage of all possible vendors and all possible solutions around the world. And we're going to add real-time monitoring of technology areas.